Hello, welcome back, my Royal Rogues. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Royal Rogue, and tonight we found out that the Ginger Whinger, the Duke of Sausages, Gingerbread himself, was set to have his own podcast on Spotify. As reported by Bloomberg, Prince Harry's podcast pitch interviewed Putin, Trump, about their childhoods. And it so happens that this was throughout a 3-year production process with Spotify. So it's safe to say that at least 1 year before the Oprah interview, Harry was already juggling ideas with Spotify execs to make a podcast. And it's funny because Harry doesn't look like he's got the ability to focus for more than 15 minutes, and I'm being generous. But then it is revealed that Harry was interested in interviewing personalities like Vladimir Putin and Donald Trump, and this is strange, but he was looking forward to asking them questions about their childhood. Now, can't you imagine Harold sitting down and asking intelligent questions? Because I cannot, and I can brag about having a healthy imagination. So much imagination and creativity that I have come up with a name for Harry's show. I still have faith that, the same as Meghan, he will end up finding another platform for his ideas to flourish. But he needs a catchy name, something that stands out from the crowd. And I came up with it, the Princess Podcast, a space to talk about things, with your host, the Duke of Sausages. And I even designed the image. I'm sure that during those interviews, this is the exact face Gingerbread will have. No matter what exciting experience or anecdote his guests will be telling, he will be on another planet just thinking about Chelsea Davy or his Xbox records or which words rhyme with stallion. But let's use our imagination for a second and let's pretend that in a parallel universe, Harold gets to interview the Tsar. What do you think the questions could be? I thought of one. Do you know any Russian oligarchs personally? Asking for my wife. And my rogues on Twitter were also inspired by this hypothetical situation. Alexandra, how did you deal with your torture in Frosnipistan? I have the feeling that Harry thinks that Frosnipistan is an actual place. I have no proof, but no doubts either. I am sailing. Would you be interested in being an extra in my wife's new movie, Dr. Zhivago 2? Yeah, always proactive, always pitching me gains skills to the world. Jenster, any tips to shut down social media? And regarding this question, I'm sure that Meghan would arrange meetings with those who are, let's say, very good at silencing people, much better than the evil royal family. Now, you can bet that I'm having a lot of fun with these memes. None of these images actually exist, and despite I don't think Harry would have mess with politics, or so I think, even if we saw him criticizing the UK government in his clown lawsuit, it is still Prince Harry we are talking about. How thick can you be that you could have access to interview almost anyone in the world? Because it would not be hard to have the connections, and I mean anybody. He blew that opportunity over 3 full years. If anyone could have access to virtually any personality in the world, it was Harry. So I get frustrated a lot with this. People with a lot of talent, charisma, drive would give anything for a shot like this. And Angela Levin reported that Harry has joined the same booking agency as Meghan, with the same price range. His topics are political commentators, foreign policy speakers, celebrity headliners, humanitarians. Well, I think he could start by interviewing Meghan because she's all that and more. And I cannot help but think that Spotify must have been really, and I mean really, invested in Harry's podcast to take off. It's a no-brainer. No matter how bad the interviews, people would tune into this or at least talk about this, create massive amounts of buzz. So a group of executives and producers at Spotify a group of executives and producers at Spotify and a group of producers and assistants at Archwell Audio couldn't come up with something? I don't know. We make fun of Harry's cognitive abilities, but with so much help from both sides, no matter if you are thicker than a plank, this could have worked. at least for one season. Doesn't it make more sense to you that Meghan could have somehow blocked Harry from having a podcast of his own? That she wanted all the attention on herself? And in that regard, I want to mention an exchange I had on Twitter that you might find insightful. We were talking about Meghan as a woman of vision, and both jokes and phony awards aside, I still believe she had a vision to get into the royal family. Then Ali Barbie had an opinion that I partially disagree with. She said she would have married anyone with bucks. She was ruthless enough to exploit Harold's pain to further herself. She would have exploited anyone. I don't know if that could be called a vision. And this is something that I see in many of my rogues. They're saying that Meghan is all about the money. And that's a wrong assessment. Yes, she loves to live the good life, and marrying a billionaire would have had its perks, of course. But the royal family is another level. You cannot buy your position into it. You cannot enter like it's a club or a business or a career. You are either born or married into it. That's beyond exclusive. And few would argue that the British royal family is the most popular and notorious of the royal houses worldwide. We've got enough clues that Meghan had that obsession with royalty since she was a girl. It really was not about the money. Cash was always going to be a byproduct. It was about fame, clout, notoriety, prestige. Take, for instance, how many single men with a net worth of 100 million and upwards can almost be anonymous. They can still go to public places because they are famous only in their niche. Maybe not even then. Meghan could not stand that. No matter how much money, if the guy is a nobody, she would lose interest. And this is a good question. What is Harry's net worth now? And what was Harry's net worth in 2016? I don't think that has changed much. I always prefer to think in terms of the potential of cash flow. How much money can you generate instead of what you already have? I don't think Harry has a good standing in either of those realms. But for Meghan, it wouldn't matter. Marrying into the royal family would make her instantly universal. That's much higher in her set of values than wealth. And that's why she's been making so many bad moves, mistakes, and blunders. She achieved her plan of decades. And now what? There's no bigger platform than the British royal family. It cannot get more royal than that. It cannot get more notorious than that. For an ambitious woman like Meghan, you cannot just turn that ambition off. What happens when there is nothing further to conquer? Family life? Charity work? Service? What's the point of all that? She's already full of what she wants. Attention, even if it's more and more negative. To her, it doesn't matter if it's fame or infamy because all she cares is about the attention. Reputation is useless. And you could be asking, how could someone not care about her reputation? And it's because reputation is something that you care about when you want people to cooperate with you. A business, a project, anything. Your reputation helps people trust you. Meghan already finished her one and only project. Unlimited, universal attention. No billionaire can guarantee that. Only first ladies come to mind, and you can imagine the stress that comes with that role. And that's why all Meghan could do for a while was pretend that she was some kind of victim when she never was. And everyone has noticed already. That's the picture that I see from the outside. But even if I cannot see directly into Meghan's psyche, I know that I'm not far off. But I would like to know, what do you think about this in the comments? My Royal Rogues, it's my greatest pleasure to announce that in the past 30 days, 1 million Rogues have watched and enjoyed my videos, and that is awesome. But only a bit over 10% of that million have subscribed, so all you have to do is click the like and subscribe buttons. It's free and the best way to inspire me to keep making these daily videos about royal news and memes. The two most important words: much love and bliss.